All right.
You might want to put it. You know what? You can put it on.
I don't have a.
Do you have another one of these right here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, shoot,
I might be able to do it over here.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, turn it to there you go, Nikki. Yeah,
There
no,
we
you
go.
good.
Make sure the volume is up so they can at least hear me. I can't tell. Anyway, it's gonna be what it is.
Gonna be what it
As
is.
you sit down. Okay, there you go, Nikki. Hold on.
You can see me.
There you go.
You
Yeah,
can hear me okay, Shane? Perfect. All right, let's get this show started.
The show started. We are live.
Hey
and
now. Damn, that was a whole 15 minutes.
we're all in all the universes.
Mm-hmm.
The Insta and the Gram
And the meta
and everything.
and the Jubielee verse.
Yeah.
And the Jubielee verse.
Yep, getting ready to go live. Let's make this happen.
All right. Okay, coming back.
Are we going to acknowledge that it's a different day with different clothes? We're not.
No.
They're going to be
We're
blue and
just gonna
then.
keep going.
Okay.
Post. We do it in post.
For the radio, they can't see you.
Right. Oh, okay. Got it.
And so the clips are going to be
Other side.
separate from that
perfect.
anyway.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's all good.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right, we good.
Okay. All right. We're back
We are back.
to the second part of this awesome conversation with the founder and creator of the Jubielee app
Yes, ma'am.
for fintech, money transfer. Financial technology is something that is very, very new to me, but I am increasingly intrigued by what I'm discovering over these past couple days.
Yep.
And I must say that I'm equally as impressed with who you are and what you've accomplished.
Okay.
So let's continue the conversation. And we talked about the beginnings. We had Kurt in
Right.
talking about his experience with the foundation of Jubielee. And I today am going to delve into family,
Right.
what it was like for you, but I do have a few more tech questions
Okay.
that I want to talk to you about. And one is we talked about the compliance and licensing,
Right.
but many fintech founders say building trust is the hardest part. What's your approach to earning user trust?
No, that's really a good question because initially when you ask people a couple of questions like, give me all your personal information, give me access to your money, because
Contacts.
give me your contacts. They have to have a level of security that okay, my stuff's not going to get stolen.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've utilized like word of mouth, and I've asked people, give me a chance to earn your trust. And so that's what has happened. You know, people know that if something happens or they need to be able to reach out to the company, that we are there. They're not going to get a computer or, someone that is in another country that they don't speak the same language. They know that they're going to be able to speak to somebody that's going to solve their problem. So word of mouth has been one of the biggest advantages for us because people say, no, they do good business and I trust them. So if your brother trusts me, then he get another person, his friend will trust me, and then his brother and his friend. So that's what it's been. People getting trust because the main thing is they get their money and they don't have the type of issues.
So I noticed that you also are very fluent in Espanol.
See.
So was it when you got married to Dominican that you learned Spanish, or when you developed Jubielee app?
Now, listen, this is a really good story, right? And I'm just, this is CEO, this is the code, cracking the code. So I'll tell you that quick story. When I got married in like 1994, right? Or 92, one of the 90s, one of them. I think it was 92. Yeah.
One of the 90s.
One of the 90s.
It was a couple of.
It was a couple of, yeah. I got married in 90. It was
in
92.
The 90s. Okay.
Yeah, in the 90s, 92. And so I didn't realize that my wife spoke Spanish. She was Dominican. And I was like, what is she doing? So I didn't learn a lick of Spanish for the 15 years that I was married.
First of all, how do you marry somebody and not know that they speak Spanish?
No.
That's first.
No,
Can we talk
because she
about
was
that?
speaking English, right? And
But
so,
she didn't look like she was part Spanish,
yeah, she just looked like
regular.
yeah. You know, I
Right.
had no idea that was
Okay.
sort of how when I start speaking Spanish now, people they look and they'll do a double take like,
Mm-hmm.
what is he doing? Now, granted, it's not the best Spanish, but I can get through I can get through conversations and make it work. But the real reason why I learned Spanish, believe it or not, was actually because of a betrayal. Can you believe that?
No.
So I had been, friends with other Dominicans and, and just stuff in business. And this will actually tie into some of the things we'll talk about with friends and family and things like that. But I had a guy who spoke Spanish and I was telling him to tell somebody else something. And he was starting to say stuff that I wasn't saying, So I was like, wait a minute, I didn't say that. And, I found out that, later on, he was a scoundrel and a backstabber. And I said, no, so I would not put myself in that position where I had to depend on somebody else to say what I wanted to say. So I said, you know what, at this point, I'm going to learn the language so that I can communicate.
So you said something. He said, you a stinky girl.
No,
And
no,
your mama is a troll.
No. So he was asking questions that I didn't ask. Like I want to know, how's your day? He want to know, he would ask like, how's your day? And what makes you feel good? And he started talking to him, so just like he was trying to get to know stuff. And I said, oh man, this
is
guy.
after 15 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I had known him longer. Well, actually, as long as I was married, I had known him because when I first got to my first station in the military, he's the first person that I met, and he just so happened to be Dominican.
Oh, wow.
And yeah,
so he did all his crusty work.
Yeah,
all that time,
15,
you just wasn't
20
aware.
years. Yeah.
Okay, so I also noticed that you have a very philanthropic spirit, and that speaks to my heart because I share that sentiment. So Jubielee has a program called Jubie Cares.
Yes, we do.
And I want to know more about that. Can you explain to me what that is to us, to the listeners, and why community support is as important a part of your model?
Right. So if you think about the name, Jubie Cares, and that's just the truth. My mom was Aunt Jubie. Jubie cares. Jubie really cared. If we were raising money, and we were youth football teams, and we had to raise money to go to travel and play in Florida or different states, if certain kids, their mothers didn't sell the candy, and my mother would say, you know what, everybody is going. We're going to sell this candy. We're going to get it up because my mom cared. So now what we have Jubie Cares, where we go out and we show that we care. So we have a family, we find out what their need is, and every Friday we would go out and show that we care and give them the things that they need in a way that was more so like family instead of like an organization that would come by and drop it off. Here it is, boom. No, we wanted to make it so that you didn't feel bad when we gave to you, because I know what it's like to feel bad when people bring stuff to you. Because they bring it and they sort of hand it down to you. We didn't hand it down. We handed it to you. And so you became part of our family. We just didn't do that. You'd be on the app and you would hear Jubielee. And it's because we, giving you another 1,000 pesos to just go and do some things. So the Jubie Cares, it's definitely a program that means a lot because every time you say it, it just reminds me that Jubie cares.
Okay. So you've highlighted connections in the community, in the DR and beyond. Why is the diaspora such an important audience for you?
Well, I'll say that's a lot of people are left behind in a sense. They've always been watching from the outside in. I've watched from the outside, and I've wanted to get in and find out, hey, what's happening on the inside? And so, it's just a way for me to make sure that I hold on and try to bring along as many people as I can. It's one saying that I say, I'll find out who I can't help after I've helped all the people that I can.
Okay.
So I just help everybody that I can. And, I'll know who I can't help when I help everyone that I can.
I like it. How do you see Jubilee helping people who are unbanked
Mhm.
or underbanked in the future?
No, that is another really good question, Nikki. You are doing your homework. You have really researched this company.
Because that's what I do.
That's what you do.
That's what I do.
So I'll tell you, a lot of people take things for granted.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people take the fact of going to an ATM machine for granted. They just go to the ATM machine and get money out. There's people in other countries that are in the 30s, 40s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, sometimes 60s that have never been to an ATM machine. Why? Never had any money in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
In the Dominican Republic, for instance, they put a big emphasis on savings accounts because people do not understand the concept of save. If you have $100 today, you spend it today. And then you ask for whatever you need on tomorrow. That is just the culture. So they're trying to break that and get people to get used to trying to save some money. And so if you don't have the financial intelligence to save money, you're just going to spend. So a lot of people find themselves with a bank account that they have overdraft. So then they get into the negatives. Then they get out of the banking system. Once they're out of the banking system,
Well, they get kicked out.
Kicked out of the banking system. Yeah. Once they're kicked out of the banking system, because it's like, unless you pay this $300 back, you can't get an account in any of the banks.
Nowhere.
And so now what they're having to do is just be cash based. So now their resolve is, I must go to a cash place, the transfers, and people have to send me cash money because I can't access. I can't even go to the machine and use a credit card. I also can't go into the online and buy something online.
Yeah.
I've just got cash.
Yeah.
So what we've done is, for people who don't have this, and this is for the states, this is worldwide, because it's just not out of the country. If you are unbanked or underbanked, we are making it so that you have access to the banking system. We have like they have the prepaid cards. We have those. We have access to help people get a virtual bank account with one of the larger banks. So what happens is you really come through us, through Jubielee, and you're connected to a bank account that you can use for deposits and things like that. So basically, we vouch for you in a sense. But the way we control that is, we just don't let you get into the negative. So if you don't have it, you don't have it. So banks I love banks, but some institutions will, overdraft fees and all of that stuff. That's, oh man.
They make money.
Yeah, they make money off of that, because if you are short $5, then they can charge you $30. $35. Right. So now that's negative $35. And
sometimes those shortages are resulting from bank fees.
Bank fees, absolutely.
They push you into the negative. I've experienced that.
Banks will push you into the negative because
and
of the fees. And then you can't pay the fees. And then now it's like, I'm out of the banking system. So we are helping people get back into the banking system and get back to being able to transact, just like like they've been used to.
So what markets are you most excited about and looking to expand into next?
I'll tell you, the 4 markets, because I do things in 4s. The 4 markets that I am really excited about would be the market of Jamaica that we're looking to go into. That's Jamaica. Believe it or not, South Korea, the Philippines, and Philippines and Colombia. South Korea? Oh man, no, not North Korea.
Close to North Korea.
No, well, the south part of South Korea, the most southern part.
South.
Right, no, but those are really, really emerging markets.
Kim and Trump.
Those are really emerging markets.
I don't think I can say that, Shane. We might have to cut that part out. I don't want to get us put off the air. Yeah. I just said the name.
Right.
All right, go ahead anyway. I'm sorry.
No, but those are some emerging markets. Some emerging markets that really are I see a big advantage. And again, that's
wait, I'm sorry. After South Korea, what else did you say?
South Korea, Jamaica, Colombia, and the Philippines.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
okay.
That's the,
What's the bell? That camera?
yeah.
Is it off?
It
Why
just
is it
keeps-
belling?
It just keeps going on and off.
Now it's not, of course.
Why don't we just stop it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just stop it?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, we don't need that. You can get the B-roll. We
Yeah.
got this. For
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
Because whatever it's doing.
Yeah, bye-bye.
There you go.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's what it said. Bye-bye.
That's it, bye-bye. All right, yeah, so I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, so those markets that we're really looking at, believe it or not, we're looking like South Korea, the Philippines, Jamaica, and Colombia. Those are our next 4 that we're looking to partner with.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, so obviously you see partnerships with banks, but what about other fintech companies or local businesses? Um, do you see in Jubilee's future partnerships, collaborations?
Believe it or not, I have a vision of creating a business environment where we control our own finances and control the way money moves around.
Mhm,
Jubilee is designed for a system of money transfer. So for instance, if you have Jubilee and you have businesses that accept Jubilee, you have people that are using Jubilee. So now you're able to transfer and send money. So if I buy a loaf of bread and then that money is taken,
Hold on.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Shane, when I'm looking at him, am I facing him on that camera? Oh, because
Instantly. Now you take it, and what happens is you have a closed circuit where you're moving money within the system, and then once the person takes it out, then they can take it out however they want to take it out. It's just a way for, I'm a true believer that, if you design it, you build it, and you get people to buy into it, that's how you get power.
Mhm.
The whole banking system, they all got together and they came up with Zelle.
Mhm.
So now they're able to do it, they're sending it, and everybody's sending the Zelle to this and to that. And you say, well, what's really happening? Zelle is free. But no, what Zelle does is keeps you in the bank. That keeps all the money in the banking system. And so if the money stays in the bank, so follow me on this. If the money stays in the banking system, all the banks continue to take your money, because it's not real, it's just a number that goes here, subtracted here, and it goes there. And then they're able to take your money and invest in other things for you to buy, in other businesses that take your money. Now, if you are able to have your money out of the system, then the bank says, we need to do something to get people to get their money in the system. That's when the rates will go up. That's when they start to want your business, as opposed to saying, if you want to, you can, or we can just kick you out, and that's the thing, power in this banking system. And I told my brother-in-law, I said, the money is in the money.
Gotta follow the money.
The money is in the money. And so if people were able to really see past their dependence on what the bank want to do or this and that, and again, I have no issue with banks because I need to utilize the banks in this system, but I'm saying there needs to be a healthy relationship. We were just at a banking conference and the bank simply said, we want to keep the money. The banks want to keep as much as they can. So if they're looking to keep as much as they can, you should be wanting to make it as difficult or make them want your money a little bit more. Right now, we're just giving it freely, nearly. There's people right now, and then we'll move on, but there's people right now they'll say, man, I got $10,000 in my checking account. And I would say, why? Why would you have $10,000 in your checking account? You should have $1,000 in your checking account, and then you should have $9,000 in a money market account, so you could be making money on your money. So those are things, little things like that, like moving money to a certain area so that it's beneficial to you. Because I'll say this, if I have $10,000 in a money market account, and you have $2 million in a checking account, my money is doing better for me than yours
Right.
is. Because you're making 0.0001%, and I'm
If
making
that.
4%, if that.
Mhm.
So that's just little things that I like to share with people to say, come on, man, we can do better, by sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do you see Jubielee in the next 3 to 5 years?
I had this conversation last night with another entrepreneur, and we were talking about building.
Mhm.
And she said, "Are you looking to sell?"
Hmm.
And I've had three opportunities where people have been trying to buy me out.
Mhm.
The largest being a $30 million, blah, 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 blah. And I literally, in 3 to 5 years, want to be a partner with the banks. I want to be a partner, a go-to solution. Not looking to sell, I'm looking to partner. So I want to build this business up so that in 3 to 5 years, I am not the face of the business. In 3 to 5 years, I am away from the business, and we have the young folk, younger family members that want to do it, and younger people who become family in this to take over this business so that they can take it further than I have.
So have you considered, and this can be another conversation for later time, but when you just said that it sparked something, the last conversation I had was with somebody who talked about student financial literacy.
Yeah.
And would it make sense then to target students, for example, potentially HBCUs?
Right. Absolutely.
To roll this
I
out.
look to partner with young folk all across the country that have that desire and that willingness to be a part of
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to have people who want to work for me. I'm really looking for people that want to work with me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm
Mhm.
looking to be able to pass this on and sit back and go, wow, I didn't think of that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Wow, you guys did this. Okay, now that's great. And then to be able to guide. So that's what I want to do. I want to get into the point where I'm doing more
Okay.
guiding and letting the young folk get out here and do their thing.
Okay, so let's get into your personal journey with the time that we have
Yes.
left. Now, in our conversations and some of the things I saw while researching you and Jubielee, I saw that you were having conversations about your humble beginnings, like your mama being a candy lady.
Yeah.
You are second born in a family of 4 boys,
Right.
and you guys were poor. That part. So, first of all, let me ask you this. As a person coming from humble background, such as yourself, you've had obvious trials. You've had like hard knocks and life experiences that have caused you to want to succeed beyond all odds and keep trying.
Right.
So talk to me about the thing that drives you most from your experiences.
I think the thing that really drives me most is I think the desire to I would say the desire to achieve something that really means something. In everything that I've done, honestly, I've had some level of success, whether it was sports, school, just I am just built to want the best. And I don't know why I'm built that way. I don't know where it started. I just know that I always wanted the it. I always wanted it. As a kid, when my mom was a candy lady, and I was able to make decisions on prices, that's what I needed to be able to do, because the people across the street started selling candy as well. So I needed to be able to compete. At 12, I needed to be able to say, I need these people to come and get our candy. What do I need to do so that we get the business and they don't? So I was able to make changes, and when those changes and I saw results.
Mhm.
You know, hey, if you come here, man, I'm gonna give you a freeze cup for free. If you buy, $1 worth of stuff, I'm gonna give you a freeze cup. And then they're like, for real. So then they would come. So it's just that desire. It's in me. It's hard to explain. It's just there.
Okay, so I want to bring your brother in
Okay.
for the last part of this conversation, and this is how I met you.
Yes.
So, when he would talk to you, your brother is my comedy brother,
Yes.
comedian TL Fitz, and when he would talk to me about you, he would talk to me with such passion and pride. You gotta meet my brother. My brother created this app. It's dope. It's a money transfer app. And I mean, I didn't think much of it, honestly. I will say. I didn't know anything about it. And I was like, okay, sure. He said, I want you to have him on the show. I said, I would love to have him on the show. So when I started digging in is when I got excited, right? Because I'm like, oh, shoot. Okay. I almost took a nap.
Yeah.
I almost took a nap. Okay, you're gonna have to adjust yourself in your seat so that the microphone is in front of your face.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay, is that good, Shane? All right, let's talk. Welcome to the show, comedian TL Fitz.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you joining us. I appreciate us having this conversation. I want to know from the both of y'all. I don't think you need to be that close to him, though. I don't.
Yeah.
I want to know from the both of you, like, this relationship that you guys have now is close. It's good. I can see it. It's love. It's nurturing. He's still big brothering you. It's time to go. Come on, man. We got 10 minutes and that sort of thing. But it wasn't always like this. There was some tension in your relationship, like sibling rivalry type tension as you guys were coming up. I want to know about that from both perspectives. Let's start with you.
Well, yeah. First of all, I just realized I'm Dominican. People that don't keep their money but one day, I just realized I'm Dominican. That's the first thing. So, yeah. So, hola, ¿cómo está? All right. So, but secondly, I was the enforcer. The way our relationship started, I've always been the enforcer. I was Beverly's right-hand man, the thumper, and I owned my position. And then here comes the freelancer. Mr. I'm gonna make the cookies instead of go to the store and buy them. That's how you do it. We buy cookies around here. So, and I think it started that way. Like, you want to hold me down, brother. I'm ready to fly, and I'm trying to cut wings off because Beverly ain't having that. And that's what probably caused most of the tension until he made us all believers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you, in one of your segments, talked about, one of the segments I've seen recorded, talked about the tension between you and your brother and how he made a statement that impacted you deeply.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that statement was, you always thought you was better than us.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, that statement, me and my brother, this is the first time that we're talking about this.
Aren't we lucky?
Yeah.
Okay. Dish.
No, this is crazy.
Spill the tea, baby.
No, so it was just a time when we were both married and the wives and everybody was at the house. And so, it was a situation that I forget exactly what started it, but it was just kind of going back and forth. And then my brother said to me, and I'm just like, wow, this really, it's really stuck with me. My brother said, he said, you've always thought that you were better than us.
You can put that on that side.
Yeah.
Further.
Yeah.
My brother said, in the middle of the conversation, my brother said, he said, you've always thought that you were better than us.
This way.
Yeah.
Not in front of my camera, though. Over here. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, we got it. So, my brother said, you've always thought that you were better than us. And so what ended up happening for me is that with that, I literally thought to myself, I said, when in this journey, because growing up, I know we all had nothing. I was like, when at any moment did I think I was better than my brothers?
Mm.
I never understood that, because I said to myself, I said, you know, and I know people in times like they say, man, I just said that because I was mad. But a lot of times when people, that's when you say what you feel, you know. And so I said to myself, I know we used to talk about being in football, and I literally, yeah, I thought I was the best, you know. And I'll tell you that, you
You're
know,
supposed to.
yeah. And my mother, you know, mama, who's the best? But better than,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
not better in.
Mm-hmm.
Better in math, better in singing, better in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Better in football, better in business. Fine. But better than is different.
Mm-hmm.
Better than is better than. So I never, that, when he said that, I literally had to say, like, wait a minute, better than, you know. So from that, you know, it always was something in me to say, like, what does that mean, and how what, you know, what you mean. Another quick one to, and then let my brother get into it, but I was having a strong conversation with my son, and he and I was having a disagreement, and my son said, yeah, see, you over there always trying to take care of your brothers, and they don't even like you. Now listen, I'm saying, you just 25.
Why did you say that?
I asked my brother that, my younger brother. I said, why would he say that? Why would he be talking about, where did he get that from?
Mm-hmm.
He said, they don't even like you.
Where did he get it from? Did you ask him?
No, because he kind of, you know, won the conversation at that point.
He took the wind out of you.
Yeah, he's like, they don't even like you. And so I came back, you know, I could come back with something like, hey, that ain't in your business, you know, but I'm like, and where did he get that from?
Maybe his mom.
Where did she get that from? Why is it that, you know, your brothers don't like you? Like, hey, wait a minute, this is the second time. You know, so that was like, you know, like, again, I had heard that, you know, first, you know, my brother said that, you know, I thought I was better. And now my son, many years later, who, you know, he said, they don't even like you.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody told him that,
Perhaps.
yeah, you know.
At some point.
And
I mean, you know, the perception in family life is always one thing or another. And sometimes we see things that others don't. Like from over here, it looks like a W, right? I mean, an M.
Yeah.
But if you over there, it might look like a W.
Yeah.
So it depends. Perception is wherever you are. I think as we develop as humans, we are able to see beyond those things that held us back. Like your brother grew to see something different in you than what he perceived as a young man.
Yeah.
And it's obviously now what I get and the world gets is something that he sees now that is delightful. It impassions him. He's proud. He like a little peacock when he speaks of you, when he does things to elevate you and your brand. And I think that over time we heal individually, and then we can, you know,
right. I guess for me, if we had a life growing up of being apart, like we were all taken hostage together. Literally.
I lived in the house with my brother and sister, and I ain't like neither one of them.
Wow. See, I didn't.
But that didn't mean I didn't love them.
Right, but what I'm saying is, this was out of left field for me.
For you,
yeah,
but maybe not for them. So the thing is, it doesn't matter how I see it. The fact that if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Okay. So I personally don't spend a lot of time trying to understand where people coming from. If it's something that hits me like a sucker punch in the beginning, I'll accept it. But what I won't do is let it consume me. You cannot live rent free in my head because I need all this space right now. You understand?
Mhm.
So if that's how you see things and if it's worth unpacking, then we unpack it. But if it's not, we just move on. We
Yeah.
move on from it. I can't. We grew up in the same house many times. You know, poverty creates a whole different set of circumstances for people. And unless you have lived an impoverished existence, you will never understand that dynamic. Ever. Sharing the bathtub with 5 people, you know, playing in a puddle of muddy water because the concept of a swimming pool is just foreign to you. You know, we got clotheslines hanging in this puddle because there was ponding in this big field where I grew up, you know, in public housing right here in DC. And it was just always full of water. And we played in it. We played in it like it was a swimming pool. We ended up with infantago, you know, all kinds of infections from playing in that nasty water. But being poor as a child, you don't even realize you're poor. I didn't know I was poor till I was 15, honestly, because my mother was so loving.
Yeah.
And she was so giving of what she had, even though it wasn't much. I didn't know that everybody wasn't living like that. I didn't
because
know.
all you see.
Yeah. So, I mean, those things, though, those are the things that develop you. Those are the things that make you want to try again.
Right. Yeah.
So before I go too far off into that, I want to wrap with a couple more questions. And one is, TL, I want to ask you, based on what you see in the excitement, you're like a little boy right now.
Yeah.
And I see you working with your brother and doing these things is developing in you this new, this emotion and spirit. Describe what's happening.
What the energy is infectious. See, we've always known, even from a little boy, as he would repair items that were broken, you know, switching cords, and he has no technical experience or no engineering, but it was a natural thing. And I can also say, seeing him as a young military man, as I started that role for us, because at the time, my mother thought the military was the end-all be-all. She couldn't accept the fact that he was an entrepreneur. You know, as he came home from the service, tried to trust the family, and of course, a lot of them betrayed him, you know, with financials and wouldn't pay him back the money for the product that he issued. You know, we talk about, if I can say it now, you know, we talk about a former underworld. Had he been in the underworld or was allowed to remain in the underworld, he would have been straight up kingpin boss, because that's the energy he had. You know, he had a perm at one point. You know, just true stories. I mean, it was a pretty. Oh, it was lovely. My mother was jealous. Okay, all right. Now that's my mother
His
was jealous.
snapback was better than
That's what
hers.
made her so mad. Oh no, you got to get out of here with that, baby. Only one deep in this house. Yes. So, but he was always good at what he did,
True.
and never had a
That's
job.
hilarious.
And even in my earlier career, when I met you over 20 years ago, as we began this journey, he would be the one that would pay my cell bill so that I could travel freely. That one person that could, you know. So he's always believed in us, and as I saw his vision, whatever it was, I hightail it over. What do you need? You got a bus company? You need a bus driver? You need a mechanic? What you need? Because I always have known he was going to burst into something where we all could eat.
So, Alex, last thing on the personal family thing. Right now, if you could go back, undo, redo, or any of the things, what would that be as related to your family?
The only thing that I would have done differently is returned the phone call that I got on May the 29th, 1997. It was a Thursday. My mom, she called me. And her message on the answering machine, back in the day with answering machine, she said, Rod, you need to return my call because you just never know. Something could be wrong. And that was Thursday, May the 29th, 1997. I changed that.
What happened?
She passed away the next morning.
Why didn't you call her back?
I was out on a video shoot and I just did my first TV show, and it was like we shot all day and I got home at 1:30 in the morning, and TL got a chance to speak to her, and she called everybody, and then she was trying to reach me, and I was just out shooting. And I had no cell phone because we didn't have cell phones back then. So I came home, I heard the machine, and I said, okay, I'll call her, I'll call her in the morning, because it was 1 o'clock, and I knew she had to get up. So that's it. I changed. I make that phone call.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
No regret.
that's the one.
That's interesting. So I'm gonna try to roll all of this into one. As the founder, what's been your biggest learning curve?
My biggest learning curve has been
Thus far.
has been understanding that people want more so to take what they can take from you as opposed to try to help you get to where you're trying to go. I've just been dealing with a lot of takers.
So why do you feel like that's a learning curve?
Because I have to learn to stay focused on this vision and not let anybody come in and distract me from the vision. Whether it be
Don't believe the hype.
love life, problem. Everybody got something going on that distracts me from focusing on what I'm doing. If you take a cat and a cat is looking at the mouth that it's going to get, they are focused. Cars could be driving around, nothing. They focus on that mouse or whatever it is, and
So
they
they
get
pounce.
into position and they pounce. Whatever's going on around that, a bumblebee that says, I can't fly, I've got this wing, or a dog over there barking because he upset. I'm focused on this. Now, once I do this, I'll look around and see what's happening. If you don't believe me, go to the Wild Planet and watch a cat.
Talk about, you mentioned love life. Talk about yours. What's going on?
Well, honestly,
Are you married to the hustle, or is there an entanglement of any type?
no, I'm married to the hustler, and the thing is this. This is one of the drawbacks in this. Dealing with women, everyone in the beginning says, oh, they love the drive. They love the hustle. They love the vision, because all women want a man with drive, hustle, and vision, and other things.
Till they realize the sacrifice.
Till they realize the sacrifice. And so I've had plenty of situations where people have said, that they were, I'm good, I'm that. And then when I can't spend the time, when they want to do cuddle time at 9:30, and I'm sorry, I've got to be on this computer, and they're looking at me, and they're becoming more and more frustrated, because it's like he doesn't want to do the things that all the other guys want to do, but all the other guys aren't trying to do what I'm trying to do. So it would take an amazing woman. What I'm doing. Yes. So what I'm doing, actually what I'm doing. So it would take someone who really, really understood what it was, and that's the hard part.
And when it's time, that person will appear.
Yeah.
How do you personally stay inspired and motivated through all the challenges? Because I know it's one thing after the next, because I'm an entrepreneur. It's always something.
I go through that. I told my brother the other day, I said, man, I'm tired, I'm tired. I felt it today. Tired, man. But
Tired because
just tired because, I'll be honest, tired because it hadn't happened yet. No, I'm saying, like, where I wanted
no, but it has happened.
Oh,
And you have to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And the minute you do, you'll see.
Yeah.
It has
It
happened.
has happened.
It's real.
Yes.
Like, I got money on the app.
You already speaking. It happened. Yeah.
It's happened.
It's happened.
So it hasn't reached its full potential,
Which you don't even know.
which it will,
how expensive.
because
that's
it's
gonna
dope.
be.
right.
But it has happened.
Yes.
That is true.
Yes.
Okay. So What advice would you give to other Black
Uh-huh.
entrepreneurs or first-time founders trying to break into fintech or any other, startup endeavor? AI,
That's a good question.
metaverse,
Yes.
anything. Just being Black and hustling, and especially when it has to do with money,
Mhm.
is always an impediment, unfortunately, in this country.
A couple of pieces of advice I would do is to say, number one, you've got to be committed to what it is you really want to do. You've got to be committed, win, lose, or draw.
Mhm.
You got to be committed to the point where you're willing to sacrifice everything for today for what your vision tells you is tomorrow.
Wow.
You've got to be willing to do that. You've got to be willing to take the wins and be humble, and the what they may say losses, but the learning experiences, and be motivated.
Yes. Mhm.
And be motivated. You've got to get good people in your life, because for a long time I was one man show in all of my businesses, just one man show, and you can only go so far.
Correct.
You've got to have
A team.
teamwork.
Mhm.
You've got to have a team. Just like, I'm talking business in Minneapolis, and I'm trying to handle the business, but I've got to shop. No, my brother do all that. He do all of that. So the guy was like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" I said, "My brother do all that." And I can focus on you and I having this conversation, because it's hard to find a blazer and figure out what I'm gonna do with the computer issue. No, you've got to find the right people, and you've got to be willing to say no. People are not going to enjoy your nose.
Mhm.
They're not going to enjoy your nose, but you've got to be willing to do it. Because I would say yes, because if people, you got this that I can borrow, or this, and I guess,
Mhm.
because I felt like, well, damn, I don't want to feel like I'm over here and I ain't got it, because I got a little something. But you can't do that. You got to focus, and you got to be willing to say no, so that you can focus on the yes and what you got to do. So focus, get a good team, and be willing to go day and night for it, because it's going to take day and night. You're going to have some wins, you're going to have some trials, but if you keep going and keep focused, you're going to get as high as you possibly can get.
Awesome.
You don't know how that's going to be, but you're going to make it to where you make it if you keep trying to make it.
Okay. So we've been talking to our Alexander Fitzhugh, founder and creator of the Jubielee App, which is a money transfer platform. And it is the fastest growing,
Absolutely.
Black owned
Yeah.
money transfer platform in and out of America. And I'm very excited to have been invited
Yes.
to be a part of
Absolutely.
your journey,
Yes, ma'am.
because I'm super excited. I want to ask you one last thing,
Yes, ma'am.
and I like quotes,
Uh-huh.
and I have a couple favorites. And one is "Money Never Sleeps," and that's from the movie
Thanks.
with Michael Douglas and Charlie Sheen. What was that?
Was it?
Michael Douglas and Charlie Sheen. Oh gosh. Anyway, that was the quote.
Yeah.
Money never sleeps. Anyway, the other is one that I've recently heard, and that is anybody will give a little when they got a lot, but will you give a lot when you got a little? And that was our Alexander Fitzhugh. And it impacted me in a way that I can't even explain beyond just saying it, because if you understand, you understand, period. You understand. Sacrifice is not something that's easy, but when you do it, it is definitely something that is rewarding.
You know what the quote that I really live by?
Yeah.
Trust God, never quit.
Okay. All right.
Trust God, never quit.
I like it. All
That's
right.
it.
So, any parting words?
Trust God, never quit.
Yeah.
I like that. That's it, baby. That's a signal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Jubielee app, download the app, go to jubielee.com. How can people find you?
You know what? This is new for me. So I am on the Instagram.
The
So,
Instagram.
yeah, I'm on the Instagram.
I think he grew a white beard when he said that. I saw some white hair
Instagram.
coming out his nose.
I'm on the Instagram, R Alexander Fitzhugh.
Okay.
And then if you check on YouTube, it's the Jubielee app.
Okay.
And that's Jubielee.
Right.
Yep.
So,
the Jubielee app.
And Jubielee is also on Instagram, correct?
Yes. The
It's-
Jubielee app.
It's the
same thing.
Jubielee app
Mhm.
on Instagram as well. And the spelling is important, Jubielee. This time next year, maybe 6 months or less, he'll have search engine optimization.
Yes.
So when you type in
SEO.
Jubilee, it'll come up.
Absolutely. We're
Because-
working through it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm telling you that the other Jubilee, Jubi, and all the churches, oh
Mhm.
man,
They're everywhere.
yeah. So
That's what
it's-
comes
it's-
up, but that's
yeah.
all you're gonna push them out.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's pushing.
So this has been Cracking the CEO Code once again with R. Alexander Fitzhugh, and today TL Fitz, his brother, has joined the conversation, and this is a conversation that will continue
Mhm.
because I have every confidence that the Jubielee app will become a household name like some of the other apps out there, which I will not name
Yes.
because Jubielee is what we're gonna be
yeah.
doing in the Black community. So, our Alexander Fitzhugh, thank you so much for sharing your vision and journey with us today. The Jubielee app is clearly aiming to do more than just move money. It's about building community, trust, and financial empowerment, freedom. We'll be watching closely to see how Jubielee grows and connects people across the globe. For those listening, you can learn more at Jubielee, JUBIELEE.com, or by downloading the app on the App Store or Google Play. Alexander, best of luck
Best of luck.
as you continue to innovate and expand this exciting platform. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's do a
Yeah,
quick
one more
insert.
thing.
Let's do a quick insert.
Okay.
I want to show you this real quick.
Okay.
So one of the things that you asked about was just the vision for people. And what I want to show you is this card right here.
Mm.
This card was given to me when I had to.
This is a Georgia EBT card.
That's a Georgia EBT card.
Where's my camera?
Yeah,
Wow.
Oh,
This is-
here.
Wow.
that's a Georgia EBT card.
Wow.
I got this card because my
Wow.
ex-wife told me that my sons could not come to my home because I didn't have food for them, which I didn't.
Wow.
I didn't get into the part of how I built a business and she took it and I had to start all over from scratch and I had to really watch her live the life that I had planned.
Mm. Without you.
Yeah, making millions of dollars through this situation and business that I started that she took. And I had to start over. So she told me, quite harshly, they can't come because you don't have food, you don't have nothing, you don't have money, you basically are nobody.
Instead of sending food. Well,
Right, with that money. So I did this and I got this, but I want to say to everybody, when I started and I did this the right way, I said, listen, I'm on this, but I'm starting my own business and I'm going to get off of this. So I went from this Georgia EBT.
This is after being a veteran
Yes.
who has served
Yes.
the country.
Yes.
So I went from this Georgia EBT to having my own card,
Jubielee Visa. You see
Jubielee
that?
Visa card with one of the I'll just say with one of the largest banks in the United States.
Mm.
I have my own card that people are using that you can use anywhere in the world. So
That's awesome.
I keep this Georgia EBT card to remind me this has a balance on it. This card has $58 on it. If you go
Wow.
and because it has $58 on it. You can go get
Wow.
food right now, tax free.
Wow.
You said that.
Tax free.
Tax-free.
But I needed this to remind me that because I had this didn't mean I couldn't get this.